Boom, Game Jam 2023, this is Devlog, let's go! If you don't know, I did a Game Jam last year for the big festive Game Jam. I never made a devlog on it, but I did stream all of it on my main channel, if you want to watch it there. That said, I did it by myself, but this time for Gamer's Toolkit Game Jam, I wanted to work with someone else.
Hello.
Hey, so remember how you said you would be totally down to do a game jam where we only have 48 hours to make it and you would make all the art and programming so I could just sit back and supervise it all and take all of the credit?
I don't remember saying
Great,
that.
I'll call you once the theme gets announced.
Wait.
What a good friend. With all the negotiations in place, it was just time to wait. But eventually, it was actually time.
That's right, roles reversed.
Roles reversed, huh? I, the gigabrain I am, instantly thought of the genius idea of the player being the game designer, maybe even the level creator. But then, to add even more role reversing, the player then has to beat their own level. Genius idea, I will say.
Yeah, that didn't happen. We actually got on a call and discussed what ideas would work best. We thought about playing as an enemy trying to catch the player, moving parts of a level around to help the player, playing as a referee in a racing game who places obstacles to stop the racers, and the villain having to save the hero from the captured princess. We did actually ended up sticking with the villain level created that both of us came up with. Also, we're splitting the work fairly.
Ugh, fine. So we got straight to work, with Dovi working on the character designs, while I got the core mechanics in place. I started with the player platforming, since if the platforming doesn't feel good, then the game isn't gonna feel good. I gave our boys some momentum, a decent jump, and even a dash that can be performed in midair. Worked somewhat like Celeste, in all honesty, which was initially done by accident, but then I was kinda like, yeah, let's do it. After that, I added a special attacking state that could only be activated in midair. It kind of works like Sonic's jump, where anything it hits takes damage. With this, when I added the enemies, the player could attack off them to get more height, as well as recharge their dash. Next, I made some crates that could be smashed by the attack, though they don't refill the dash or anything. Also, for some reason, I wanted the pieces of the box to have this kind of slowdown effect, which I'm still pretty proud of, but looking back, it's kind of an odd choice, I think. I don't know, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. About this time, Dovi came back with the player art, so I tossed that bad boy into the game, ripped the tile set from a fan game I'm working on, and devlog on that soon, edited the tile set a little bit, just to better fit the game, and then bada bing bada boom, we got a good looking game! Now, if you have sharp eyes, you may notice these little one-way platforms. They're the reason I didn't talk about them. Even though it took about 5 hours to get them working properly, we actually ended up not using them in-game, mostly because I forgot I made them. It hurts to even look back on, but that's game dev for you. Not everything you work on will actually make it in. Especially if you're dumb like me and forget that you made them in the first place. Anyways, I also added in spinning slots that kill the player on contact, as well as making some quick enemy slime art for those squishy little boys. Also made a torch thingy, using particle effects from a fan game. Again, devlog on that later. It turns on and off just like that burner thing from Super Mario. Next up, time for the death screen. Mad inspiration from Undertale's death screen, and it looks pretty good. While I was going ham on all that stuff, Dovi was going ham on the art for the cutscenes, when she presented me with these beauties!
I love Plague Doctors, so I thought it would work really well in this game jam project. And I do enjoy retro games and pixel art, but I never really had time to explore and experiment with the style. But the process of making the pixel art sprites for this game was really fun, and it just made me want to do more pixel art in the future. The hardest part about design personally was the color palette, I guess. We were talking about Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I realized I colored my Plague Doctor villain character with the same colors. The resemblance was too strong for me, and I love purple color, but I decided to adjust the colors because I couldn't unsee the fact that it resembled Shredder too much. Overall though, super exciting, and I look forward to the next year's game jam.
Sadly, I couldn't fit the entire design into the cutscenes, but I did also make a main menu, even though we didn't have a title for it just yet. Now, past this point, I actually forgot to record any in-progress footage, mostly because we didn't have much time and I was stressing not being able to implement the core mechanic of level creation, but this is basically what happened. So in order to make the levels, first I made the room bigger and made a pretty wide open layout. I wanted it to be simple enough to not interfere with whatever plans the player would have with the design, but also completable and constrained enough that the player could almost always beat the level no matter what. After that, I made a creation object that I could use to toggle between different objects before placing them down. It has a limit of 20 objects, just so you can't spam a bunch to make the game crash, and I made it so you can only place items a certain distance away from each other, so, it's still actually completable. After that, a bit more writing and some more visuals from Dovi, the game was complete. There's a link in the description to try it out if you'd like to. The results came in, and sadly, it's no record-breaking hit. But it's still really good. Out of a little under 7,000 entries, our little project got 2,034 overall. And that's not all. We also got 1,394 in creativity, which is leagues better than I was expecting, considering some of these people we were up against were like full development teams, or even just like super experienced devs. I think it's safe to say we did a pretty good job. But with those results all in, Dovi and I both took a well-deserved rest as we tried to recover from post-jam exhaustion. And then I woke up a few days later to make this video.